Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to buy a rental property and why it might be more attainable than you think.
So we wanted to give you guys a little update on what we've been doing over here at the Flip. Jamie's been working hard on installing the electrical for these awesome can lights. He's going to pop those in and make them feel really luxe in here. We've been priming. We're about to do our first coat of this warm gray that we got. It's a really nice color. If you want to come on upstairs, we've already painted the bedroom, so I can show you what it's going to look like. Want to head up this way? So we painted this room yesterday. As you can see, it still needs another coat of edging, but it's this really warm, soft, cozy gray. We love to paint our houses gray. It's just a really modern look. When you're choosing a gray paint, make sure that it has a yellow base to it instead of a blue base so that your walls don't end up looking purple or lavender.
So this is the room before that had the really awkward plywood wall. Looks a whole lot different now, it looks a lot better, but all we had to do was rip it out and patch a little bit of drywall and she looks brand new. So this is the living room, and before it actually had no lighting at all. It had a switch that powered a plug down here. And so what I did is I took power from that plug up to these can lights. And it was kind of a big process. I had to do a lot of drywall cutting and stuff like that. But we're going to pop them in and see how they look. Boom, let there be light. So this space is going to feel a lot more cheerful and modern.
So we first got started by buying rental properties when we were first married, and we thought it was just a really great way to start investing and to ultimately build wealth over time. So we were going to try and multitask and paint and talk to you guys at the same time, but the rollers were really loud on camera. So we found some buckets and chairs, and we're going to take some time to chat with you guys.
So the two main reasons we really believe in rental property investing are cash flow and appreciation. So cash flow is fairly complex, but it's basically your monthly income from owning rental property. And then appreciation is just the increase in value over time.
So the number one thing that people struggle with in buying rental properties is finding the cash. So we're gonna share some ideas and some ways that we've financed properties in the past. So one of the first ways that we got into rental properties is by getting a home equity line of credit on the first home that we owned and lived in. If you're like me, you maybe have never heard of what a home equity line of credit is. So Jamie's gonna try to explain that.
I'll try my best. But so the best way to explain it would just be through giving an example. So if you bought a house 2 or 3 years ago for $150,000, and let's say now it's worth $200,000, you have gained $50,000 in equity in your home. So if you were to go and sell your home, you would get that money at closing. But instead of doing that, if you got a home equity line of credit, the bank would give you a loan on that that you could then go and spend it on whatever you'd like. But instead of buying a truck or going on a nice vacation, what you could do is use that money as a down payment on a rental property.
So what we did with our first house is we got that line of credit and we found a cheap duplex, and so we took our line of credit and we bought that duplex. Then a couple years later, when we sold the home that we actually lived in, we were able to pay off that line of credit and pay off our home and still have extra cash after. So we essentially got our first duplex for free.
Pretty sweet.
So we know that the line of credit is kind of a big concept. So if you guys have questions on that, go ahead and comment below and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. So what we did after we sold our first single family home is we decided to go a little crazy and we bought a duplex to live in. So that meant that we were living in the bottom unit and then we rented at the top. So essentially the people who we rented to were paying our mortgage and we got to live for free. So we were able to take that money that we would be paying towards a mortgage, that $1,200–1,500 a month, and put that right into our bank account. And essentially over time that builds up really quickly so that you guys can put a down payment onto another rental property, and it kind of snowballs from there.
So this method is called house hacking. And it's a really great method, especially if you don't own a home yet. But what you're able to do, like Sarah said, is save twice as fast because you don't have a house payment. It's paid by your other tenants.
It does require some sacrificing. You're living with other people. You might have a smaller apartment than if you lived in a single family home, but it's just a really good way to get started if you're willing to make that sacrifice.
So both of these methods might sound a little bit risky to some, but without risk, there's not a reward. So let us know in the comments what you think about these, and if you have any questions, and we'll do our best to answer them. But don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can see the rest of our house flip and how that goes.
Bye.
Bye.
I am awkward.
I too